Guys, welcome back. Today we're actually doing something very special. We're doing an update video on what I've been doing. And I'm going to be showing you some free scripts and I'm going to be asking a question. And the question is, would you like to see how to build this system I'm showing you? Because it's quite basic. It's actually not basic. It's the entire opposite. It's quite a complex system, but like it's quite simple to learn. It's not too hard and covers some topics that isn't normally covered. And I'm fine to do one since a lot of the scripts is pretty. I mean, you could make it yourself. Or just I don't know how skilled you are and stuff like this. So I'll show you some of the stuff and I'll show you what I've built. So as you see here, I've got my item list and my spells. I don't mind this is a Q in it. I just forgot to put ones and stuff. It's pretty easy to change. For example, let's say how would I change it? As the active Q, I'd make this a 1. Yeah, 1. Maybe like a 1. Okay, and see if I can find this. Alpha 1. Yeah, okay. Because of how Alpha 1 works, it actually will not. It will just say Alpha 1. I'll just go. Does it really matter? Let's see if we can find this. Holy guacamole! How do we just do simple? Just like a left shift. Or how do we just do what we had before? Like a Q. All this stuff is done in code. Just for example, this is our system. We do have a W. This is quite a small W. Yeah, so as you can see, when I press it, it will count down like a little cooldown time. I can't press it any time. It's only when it hits 0 that I can press it. So I can spam all I like. It's only when I press 0 that it will actually allow me to use it. Next, I've got my W. That just tells me what it does. I could actually make it do something, but I just want to do that. And a W does is it creates an object. My W isn't fully fixed up, but as you see, when I press W, it will create an object. I've actually fixed up the cooldown timer like I had done with this thing, but that's not too bad. And it just creates a cube, literally a cube. If I click this and we go through there, it just creates a cube somewhere in the world. Go back to game. I just went, why not? We'll just create a quick cube. Just to show that we can actually create cubes. Even though we don't have our mono behavior, sorry, wrong one. I don't actually even have my scripts up. Even though we don't have our mono behavior up, we can still somehow create scripts like what we've done here. We can still somehow, create an object. And I know this is very confusing, so we're going to combine this into one just to make it easier for you guys. We do need everything here. We may even need 1 or 2 more things. So we'll organize this just quickly for you people. So you got inventory manager, item data. Actually, we need one more. We need just item. Yeah, there we go. So like this one, and then we want it this way. This, which one this way? Oh yeah, so this is what it looks like. So these are the same, basically. They're just slightly different. Now, the one thing I will add, just before I tell you anything, is this is what we want to add. And then we go here, and we go. It's just because I don't have as much stuff on here since I'm literally creating one. And then what we do is then we go to max cooldown. This is a very simple system, incredibly simple. Now we may want to have a stat that's like cooldown reduction. That's pretty easy, or you just do this times by like 10%, or actually it would probably be times by 0.10, right? Oh, it should actually be like that. Sorry, there we go. So and then you'd actually make a cooldown reduction there. So you times by 1 point your cooldown reduction. And if you want me to show you how they get, like, you can't go over 40, I can show you. It's pretty easy. You just say which one is the lowest, and you go your cooldown reduction or 40%. So that's if you're over 40, it will choose the 40%. It's really easy. So that should actually fix it. So it should mean we shouldn't be able to do this every 3 seconds. So what we will see is if we press W, we will see a little timer here. And it's not allowing me to, it's not actually updating. Let's have a look at this. The ability cooldown is 0, and I can't create any object though. That's inventory, sorry. Our abilities. Activate. Is this done every second? Oh no. We actually shouldn't be doing it this way. We should just be going, just for the sake of things, activate. Like this. And then under here, we should be running if input dot get key down, and we can go key, how about we just go ability key. Alright, and then we can go, okay, well if you get that, then you can just do this. Like that. There we go. And then now if we look at it, now if we press W, you will see this counter ticks down, and then once it gets to 0, I can create another one. I can't create any one till it hits 0, which I will create another one. And obviously the same for Q. Q looks a bit better than W, I can't just rush W. Now, all these amazing, freaking amazing graphics are all done by our modeler. They're not done by me, except for the mana things. These things were done by me. Like the mana health bar. I can show you how the mana health bar works. So how it works right now is it's obviously 0 as 0, so it's going to be full. But if I change my HP, which is under my player, so if I change any of these values, so see, I see you now have 10 HP. You see this gets updated. I go, how much max HP you have? Well, we'd say you have 100 max HP. Gets updated. Let's say you got 2000 mana. And 0. Okay. So if we go 50 to 0. Oh, it's because 0 doesn't apparently work. Okay. But you can go 0.01, so that's interesting, which actually kind of makes sense. But regardless, so we'll actually make this saying a number that's actually possible, really. So we go like 1. So you see, it's just a little bit here, and as we go up to like 5, it comes a bit more. 10, 20, 50, 100, 150, 160, or 170. And then finally up to 200, which is the full one. Now if we overcharge it, what will actually happen is it will allow the overcharge, but it just won't do anything else. It will kind of cut into it, obviously, but other than that, it won't allow anything else. So that's pretty good, pretty simple. Another thing is obviously all these stats work. We can add, we can move, or under our code. I might as well show you that now. So these are our things. So we can set any stat. This is just sending data to the server. So the server can get data at any time he wants. As an array, since the server can't get dictionaries, so we've got to actually send it as an array. And then we will also probably send the keys as an array, so you can make a dictionary if you want or whatever. This will give you this will set a stat, so you just say, okay, and give it a stat type, and we'll set a stat. Since I don't have mobile dictionaries, I can just use this. Before I did have mobile dictionaries, I changed it over. If you're doing a stat system, having multiple dictionaries is not recommended, I would say. Don't try it. It works in a way, but it's too hard to add them together, and it's just not worth it. Then we got increment percentage stat. Now the big difference about increment stat and increment percentage stat is increment is plus or equal, where increment percentage stat is saying, okay, this is times 10%, this is 20%, this is 30%. A slight difference. With increment percentage stat, it's actually quite hard to do stuff. So especially with our items, when we're actually applying item effects, which we actually did apply item effects, we might as well show you that. So if you look at our player, he's got 0 and our strain stats are 0. But if we start, you actually see, oh, probably because he actually doesn't have any stats. So if we actually go open Inventory Manager, go to our first item, we'll find that we can get stats, and we'll say, okay, he gets 10 extra HP, but he also gets 10, like maybe 50 max HP, right? And what you'll see is if we update this, you see nothing. Oh, apparently you see nothing. Ah, but it doesn't just lie, it didn't go. I don't know actually whether I did. If it's active. Oh, this is why. Okay, sorry. So what you'll see here is you see we've got an active system. So what I do is I just change this to not active or oh damn. It's kind of do in the how I built it right now. So if we actually add a stat, for example, we'll just do it here. Why not? And we go okay. Item stats of let's say we'll do it here. Health is equal to 10, and we go item stats of mana is equal to 20, and then we go item stats of max health is equal to 100, and item stats of max mana is equal to 200. How about that? Very simple. So what we will see is once we've done this that we've got updates, and we'll see that these health bars have updated correctly. So that's just a quick thing. Just see how much time we have. We have 12 minutes. So I will try to do this. This destroy after functions actually doesn't really work because I can't change how it's done. So we actually don't need this boolean. Before I actually applied it and destroyed it, but I actually want to keep it because these stats will be applied at the beginning. So these are your stats to apply with, since these are all initialized, to make sure that there's no cheating going on beforehand. Okay, next thing. Let's keep going. Number stats. Let's say we want to add a stat. So what do? We do a few things. We add a new one here, and we give it a stat. But the point is we actually need to add a stat to do that. And you probably should do it in code. So to add a new stat, you go to stats, you go to top, you go extra stat, and then you go 11 here, and you go stat extra stat, and it will appear. So let's open this back off. See? Oh, because of how it works. We can just do it this way. And if you see final stats, if we initialize it, we'll add extra stat. So you don't actually have to add it through here. There's some weird, bizarre reason why you do, because it doesn't really update this. So that's annoying, but that's fine. And we can just add 10 here. So you don't need to add it for here, which kind of makes it easy, but that's fine. And we're done. Well, there's a few other things we want to show you. We actually want to show you how the code works. Now on HB bars, I won't really be showing how they work since I've done them already on my channel. They're the exact same copies. I literally just copied over the code. The only difference I did make in the code, however, was a few changes to how it functioned. A few changes were these for these lines here. And also I kind of did this thing here because it's mucking up the infinity ranges. So these were just small little changes that you'll find that will happen to you. Obviously all these argument systems is already in it. I mean, we've already built all these argument systems. It's pretty simple. So here we just go HP is equal to your stats to string, and stat 0 is your actual like HP bar, your health one, and max HP is your first one. We probably don't need to do this. We could actually just go. Oh, I understand why it is, because, and I also had this stat array thing. So what you do is you actually give it a stat, and then it gives you back something. So that's pretty simple. So you see here, I've just given a stat, which is mana and max mana. So that is just a simple way to do it, and I mean it will work. Obviously the textures muck up from occasion to occasion. No clue why. Okay, and next thing. Let's actually show you how I did actually get this thing in, so I might as well show you it. It does muck up. Obviously the leaderboard, it does exist still, but I don't know why it's below everything. So I mean, I could have probably duplicated it, delete that one, damn, I may have crashed it. I probably should have updated things. Nah, we'll just, and then we can go duplicate you, delete you, player, whatever it is. This close script, I don't think I've shown you guys this. It's very, very simple, and I'll just show you what it does. There we go, that works. So you just gotta make sure it's at the bottom. So even if it's up here. Okay, so it actually does depend on where it is in the system. Okay, so let's talk about how open close script works. Open close script is very, very simple. You add an array, you give it a button, and you give it an object to toggle, and it'll toggle that object. You go, well, you could do that in each of your scripts. Yes, but that requires on each of your scripts to have an update function. And would you rather have one of these small update functions, or would you rather have it on everything? You know, you're only doing one update functions instead of doing 20. And sometimes a lot of update functions aren't needed. Sometimes you're doing so little in update functions. It's probably something to do with this. Board manager. Yes, okay, I do actually have to do this apparently. Main, so it's red and blue. And main is this thing. And then that should all work. Yep. And we should actually have 10 assists and 3 deaths. So, let's continue. Now, the next thing we're going to show you is probably going to be next time. I will pop in and show you some of the concepts for how this code works. I've showed you a lot of stuff today. Actually, I may put this in a different episode. I'm going to put this in a different episode. But the concepts are very simple. Is that there's going to be a list of so it's actually an array instead of a list. Interesting. Is my one array here? Yes, I do have an array. Okay. The big thing about arrays is they're just a bit difficult differently. But arrays are good because it means it will give null to the ones that should be null, and it will give data to the ones. Actually, arrays you have to do arrays. You can't do lists. I am using Events Inspector, which is why my UI looks quite a bit different. I mean, this isn't normally how it looks, but it's just what I'm using, right? If you don't have Events Inspector, all this stuff should work. The only scripts that won't work will be the ones that have this thing here. I mean, not this thing here, sorry. I don't even have any of these. I know where one is. So on my... where is it? Oh, we looked at inventory. It's like... Nope. Yeah, see this piece here, this piece uses Advanced Inspector. Those are the ones that you need the Advanced Inspector. I know a lot of them will probably use aspects of it, but a lot of them are quite interchangeable. Like, this doesn't even use the Advanced Inspector actually. Or System.link, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't. Wow. And it probably doesn't use like a bunch of this stuff. But, I mean, hey, I was going through multiple things. So a lot of these probably aren't using what you think as, I mean, like, none of this is actually even using. Yeah, so that just proves it to you, so you can build the system without having to actually need what we had before. It's just to display certain things like the Advanced Inspector. It's a $25 add-on on the asset store. I will be stopping the video here. If you guys want to see the next video, just pop onto the next video, and it will probably be uploaded at the same time. This is most likely. Sorry that I have to split this up. I just don't want to. I just need, I just don't have the time to upload a 40-minute video a day. Not only because like it's just so long, there's nobody could watch that, and I mean it's just an update video, and also it means I have to make another video for the next day instead of having to do it over 2 days. Makes it easier for me too. So yeah.